Well, we're here in beautiful Kapalua. Just finished up our meet and greet, second one, with our clients. I think it was very successful. We were very pleased to be able to provide updates for all the cases we're handling and telling everyone what's going on with the potential settlement of these cases, which we'd like to believe could happen, but in all likelihood is going to take a lot more effort than you might read in the press. We're a long way from finishing up this case, but we have a strong belief that there will be light at the end of the tunnel at some point in time.
I think so. And it was also really nice to see our clients reconnect with them. So many of them were so happy to see us again. It's really nice. I mean, this was a client appreciation event. I mean, I think they really felt that.
I think they did, especially because they see a lot of other law firms that are just, scooping up cases and not contacting them anymore and
Yeah.
don't really appreciate what they're going through and are just trying to um, d- increase their portfolio of cases without regard to the strength or weaknesses of the cases. And we spent a lot of time with each and everyone that attended this event
Yeah.
and explained to them what was going on, listened to their concerns, and then get updated on the things that they were mostly concerned about, and told them about the updates that we could reasonably share with them at this point in time.
What I liked the best was catching up with the clients personally.
Yeah.
Like what happened since 2 months ago.
Right.
And it's amazing how some of them, their lives changed for the better. Even though they're still suffering and there's still a long ways to go. And some people are moving into better apartments. One client told me that his wife's pregnant. And it's just really touching to connect with the clients in a personal way and not even talk about the law or what's going on with the law. Right. Just connect as human beings, which I think is so important. It's important to me, and I think it's important to the clients as well.
I think it really was. I think they really appreciated it, that we had this event and being able to sit down with them and, like you said, catch up with what's been going on. Some of them are still so traumatized. I mean, I had some recounting of stories and there were tears and I mean, people, when they come and they have these events, they see all the other people that were similarly affected. It's still really moving for them. So I think this is a good event.
Yeah, one of the things that I saw, we met some new people that our clients brought in that ultimately I think may well, hire our firm. They may not, but they were interested in what was going on because they hadn't realized when they originally were thinking about this, they were hesitant to bring their claims and they didn't know how great their losses might be. And they're finding out now, especially the businesses, that they are suffering a lot more than they ever thought they would. After a couple of months with all the activity in the island because of all the people coming in to assist, the restaurants and other hotels and other establishments were staying busy. But now that things are in a slower state, the repair work is slowed down. There isn't a lot of construction going on, and the tourism, we could even see it ourselves as we came back here, is just not what it was before.
Right.
So we found there's going to be a greater need coming forward for more people to come forward, analyze what their business looked like prior years, and realize that it may be years before they get back to where they were before, and they should not think about that they don't have an opportunity to get some way of being compensated for that.
I was very privileged that I was able to give the clients a message of hope because of our experience in PG&E, where we had a leadership role in negotiating and fighting with PG&E and ultimately recovering $12 billion, which our clients have now received and our clients have now rebuilt. And I was so happy to be able to give the clients in Lahaina the message of hope that even though things look bleak, I can tell you from personal experience from my clients at PG&E, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Things will get better, and that it was really I was really grateful to be able to give that message firsthand.
Yeah. It really was a great event to connect with clients. We did get some new clients this tonight too. Met some new people. Some people that didn't know that they had claims. They came just in case. They came with their friends and they found out that, oh yeah, they did have claims. So yeah, that was really good. Do you want to talk about the potential for the settlement?
So
There's been confidential mediation going on. It's actually being extended several times now till the 29th. Before any public quote announcement of the settlement is going to be reached. But there's a real hang up on the settlements, and you probably have read about it in the press. Is the insurance companies, and there are about 60 of them, both mainland and on-island insurance companies that have gathered together and instituted lawsuits against the same defendants, Eco, Bishop Estates, County of Maui, Hawaii, and others, cable companies, seeking to get paid back up to $2 billion, so they claim, which we have no way of knowing that's an accurate number. So they're basically saying they want to get first dollars of this, quote, $4 billion that people have been hearing about, which basically would wipe out the integrity of the entire process. To be frank, as I gave a small speech today, even $4 billion is really a figure that's not going to come close to making people whole for all of the losses they've suffered here. But it's still a start, and it's something you can build on. I mean, many of the cases we've handled, first offer, even if it's, quote, announced as a settlement, is not accepted by everyone, and then more money is put back on the table. But never have I seen insurance come in asking for first dollar payments like this. And that's something we will definitely fight against.
I find that so astonishing because we all paid premiums for just in case something happened, and something happened, and so they had to pay out, but they want their money back. And so, I mean,
But what's happening
what's
is
the fairness?
there is, and Judge Cahill, who's overseeing the Maui fire cases here on Maui, has already put forth an order that he issued yesterday saying that he's going to take possession of any insurance claims and is going to require them to file briefs to explain their position, because he's going to make the determination under Hawaii law. There are some statutes that require the trial court to decide what, if any, money would be paid to a subrogation claim. And the theory really is that the insurance companies, if they get paid in full and a settlement is reached for 50%,
The victim.
the victims, yeah, if a victim suffers hypothetically $1 million loss and had $500,000 of insurance, and a settlement fund only pays 50%, all the money would go to the insurance companies under their, quote, theory that they get first dollars. But in fact, the opposite should happen. They paid a premium. They got their $500,000 paid for by insurance. The other $500,000 is paid for by HECO, et cetera. And the insured should be made whole before the insurance company gets one penny.
You're in the business to assess the risk and charge people for it. You charged, they paid, and now you have to take responsibility. I find it astonishing that they want the first dollar.
It's not only that, Glenn, but a lot of our clients have told us that their insurance rates have gone way up, or they can't get new insurance because of the issue of the fires. So the insurance company not only want to get paid back for the amount of money they contractually were obligated to pay, but now they're going to surcharge existing customers to make up for their losses. It doesn't
Pouring
pass
salt.
my smell test.
Pouring salt on their wounds.
Yes.
I think.
You know,
But we're going to make sure in our cases that we will fight for every dollar and every fair settlement that we can
we
get
do,
to our clients.
and you know, in Hawaii, under Hawaii law, the judges have really broad discretion in deciding the validity and the amount of lien. So it could be nothing. It just depends on what is equitable for all the parties. I mean, yeah, the insurance companies, they don't get a say, but they get some consideration by the judge.
Sure.
But ultimately, it has to be fairer to the claimants than to the insurer. If anybody gets a little less, because exactly what we were saying.
Well, there's another element too. In many cases, let's say you suffered a loss of your home, but you also may have suffered some physical damage to yourself, mental anguish, and loss of business opportunities. People rent homes, for example, and it's very prevalent here in Lahaina. And the insurance isn't going to pay for their rental income. They may pay for the rebuilding of the house, and even then, the cost to rebuild is probably going to exceed what the insurance level is. So there's this significant amount of additional loss that these people have suffered that we will recover for them. But first dollars of that recovery, which is grossed up to a large dollar amount because of all the other elements that insurance didn't cover, and yet the insurance company still wants to try to claim, that will not stand the test of time, and certainly not stand our attempts to make sure that our clients get paid every dollar.
The final comment is that one of our clients requested shrimp for the next meet and greet. So we need to get them shrimp.
Okay.
Because that's what our clients want.
So Also, one other thing is, see, they have these wooden table pieces, centerpieces, and one of our clients makes those. So I asked him if we could buy one from him for, because his business declined, so I
Right.
want to support him. So he's going to make us one for one of the grand prizes for next
Great.
year. Yeah.
For my office, actually.
Well, they'll make two.
Yeah, I mean, nice. I mean, it's one of your clients, and they're made from, Hawaiian grown
I would
wood.
love that. That's a great, that'd be so meaningful to me.
Yeah.
It would. In the Purdue case, we represent victims of the opioid crisis. Unfortunately, what I have on my office wall, pictures of people who lost their children, the deceased children.
Oh,
This would be something a little more uplifting,
yeah.
but both are meaningful and important. And keep me going, keep me fighting,
Right.
keep me focused on what's important. And that's the victims.
Right. Yeah. I think we have some other clients that are painters or photographers. I mean, maybe we should consider that as well.
Well, that would certainly be a good way that we could at least give something back to our
Yeah.
clients, even before we do recovery, because it's a long. That was one of the questions. It's a long ways off, to be honest. I'll
It
be
is.
frank, and we don't want to sugarcoat what's going to happen here. There's so many parties involved and so many people trying to get a piece of the pie, so to speak, and fighting amongst each other, that it's going to take several years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Even if the settlement was approved today, it's not gonna. You don't get a check tomorrow.
No, because even how the settlement is going to be divvied out has to be decided. And then if you think about it, there's going to be a claims period, and they have to, before they'll even agree to pay any money and figure out what they're going to pay anyone, they're going to have to find out how many people are going to join into the settlement. This is just a provisional settlement from a few plaintiffs that represent, the lead plaintiffs, as we call bellwether plaintiffs, that we don't even know what the extent of their damages is, whether it exceeds or the claims of our clients or not. They just have to have been first at the filing. They filed their lawsuits right after the fire. They were very aggressive, but they don't get to set the terms for everybody. It will be an amount of money that then they will have to sell to all of us, and we don't have to accept.
Right. Another thing about that settlement is there are threats that this is the last dollar that they're going to pay out, because anything else would send them into bankruptcy. Well, we happen to have bankruptcy attorneys
Right.
here at our.
I know a bankruptcy attorney or two.
Right. And
So you're not spooking me with that threat of bankruptcy.
We actually know how to use the bankruptcy process to our advantage.
Uh-huh.
We're experts in mass tort bankruptcy, representing thousands of victims in Purdue, the Purdue Pharma bankruptcy, the Mountain Crop bankruptcy, the Boy Scouts bankruptcy, the PG&E bankruptcy, and we in fact use the bankruptcy to the advantage of our clients. So if you want to file for bankruptcy,
Go
be
for
my
it.
guest. I'll see you in
Yep.
bankruptcy court.
Yep.
the bankruptcy would actually expose the actual assets of these
Right.
of HECO and frankly other entities that want to seek some form of releases, which is going to be a little bit more difficult in light of a recent Supreme Court decision. But releases are going to be given and negotiated. They will be consensual. But even then, in order to get a consensual release as part of a whole bankruptcy settlement, they're going to have to come forth with some evidence of their ability to pay and what is a fair and equitable payment in order to get these releases, because that's the only way they're going to get a consent of the greatest number of people that will make them want to settle.
One of the beauties of bankruptcy is that they have to, so to speak, open the kimono and show all their assets. And there's procedures in bankruptcy, for example, Rule 2004, where you can inspect every aspect of the bankrupt debtor, the bankrupt entity, which in this case might be HECO, and look at all their financials, look at all their emails, look at all the things that they did wrong, and you know that there's a lot that they're still hiding.
Yeah.
Bankruptcy will give us the opportunity to expose them. And the Purdue Pharma bankruptcy, we got Purdue and the Sacklers to agree to a document depository. They will deposit 30,000 attorney-client privileged communications. So bankruptcy actually can work to our advantage, and we're not afraid of it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I went with you guys.
That's right. Well, we'll
You
see
have
what
the
happens.
expertise.
It's not the beginning of the end it's just the end of the beginning.
Yeah, I don't think this number, while it's a big one, I don't think this number really represents what they can pay.
No. Or come close to what has been lost.
Right.
The question came up today, how long do we have to decide if we're going to file a claim? And it's a 2-year statute of limitations.
2 years statute.
And we're now at year 1 now, as of the 8th
August.
of
In
August.
a week or so.
So in about a week. So now is the time. And it's a time for people to really assess where they are. The shock probably is worn off slightly, but you don't have that much time to waste. And I think a lot of people should think about, where they are, whether are they happy with their situation? Do they really feel they want to allow the people that have harmed them not to pay a price for it? Or are they going to rely upon other people to do that for them, but sit back and not have their say? And if they want their say, then they need to act now and hire an attorney, hopefully us.
Hopefully.
If they're smart, they will. But nonetheless, either way, they should hire an attorney, at least to look at their situation and give them advice as to what potential they could recover.
I mean, you don't have anything to lose by at least seeing if you have a claim.
You have nothing to lose by calling an attorney, even if you think you have no claim, even if insurance paid you, even if you think that your damages are not compensable. Let me re-say that. Even if you think your damages are not compensable, there's no harm picking up the phone and speaking to an attorney. We're all friendly. We're all happy to speak to you.
Well, except for you.
Not me. Don't call Glenn or Joe. And worst case scenario, you had a nice conversation.
Right. And even if you hire us, there's no risk because we work on a contingency. So if we end up getting nothing for you, then you will have lost nothing.
But because of that, we're going to look at your claim seriously, and we're just not going to just say yes to any one of the clients. We'll give you the fair assessment, but you can be assured that if we agree that you have a claim, then we're going to be there to prosecute that claim.
Right.